Good morning everyone. In today's video we are going to discuss about the second part of your lesson number 13, that's processes changing the face of the earth. We already discussed about the process of weathering, about erosion, about mass movement, different types of weathering, different factors affecting them. Now in this chapter mainly we shall be dealing with the few points. First of all, we are going to discuss about glacier. I hope you have heard before the word glacier. What is a glacier? It's a big piece of ice floating on water. So we can say a piece of ice which generally floats on water is known as glacier. Remember, glaciers can be classified into two types. One is mountain glacier and second one is continental glacier. I'll show you the pictures of both the glaciers, and even I'll tell you the differences between the mountain glacier and continental glacier. Before moving towards that, let's know few more facts about glaciers. Only 1/10 of it remains above the surface of water, and the remaining 9% of the glaciers, they are generally there under the water, and that's why we can say sometimes glaciers, they may be harmful or they may be a danger for the ships. For example, if we will see, suppose you just consider this is the level of water of the ocean. As I already told you, glaciers, only 1/10 of the glacier will be above the water and 9% will be under the water. If I'll consider this is one glacier, it will be somewhat like that. You can see only this portion, it is above the water, and the remaining portions, it is under the water. So why it is dangerous? Definitely it is there in some other chapters. Still, if any ship happens to come and it has to encounter one iceberg, it cannot imagine what is the size of the iceberg, because only this much portion will be visible at the top of the water. Automatically it can strike against it and there may be one accident. So that's the damage which can be caused by the glaciers. Now glaciers are of two types. One is mountain glacier and second one is continental glaciers. The differences we can easily understand from the terms itself. Mountain glaciers means they are found in the mountains, and continental glaciers means they are found in the continents. Here we can see, I have tried to show you both the mountain glacier and the continental glacier. You can see the picture, you can understand. Now comes the difference between mountain glacier and continental glacier. What are the differences? The first difference, mountain glaciers, they are found in the mountains. For example, at the top of the Himalayas, mountain glaciers are generally found, and continental glaciers, they are found in the continents, but not in all the continents. They are mainly found in the polar regions. In your class 6 geography, you have already got that we can divide the earth into different heat zones. If this is the equator, this portion, it is the torrid zone. Then we can say this portion in the northern hemisphere and this portion in the southern hemisphere, they are the temperate zone. Already you got in class 6. This is the polar region. This is the North Pole and this is the South Pole. In these polar regions, some glaciers are found and they are known as the continental glaciers. Mountain glaciers, their size is small in comparison to the continental glaciers, but continental glacier size is bigger in comparison to the mountain glaciers. If we will go to the speed, the mountain glaciers, their movement is fast, but the continental glaciers, their movement is slow. I hope you know why it is, because mountains, you know, it is in this form, so automatically the glaciers, they can easily move down the slopes, and that's why their movement is fast. But continental glaciers, they are on the plain areas, and that's why their movement is slow. So these are the differences between mountain glacier and continental glacier. Moving to the next point, soil and its importance. We already got what is soil, why it is important. Still, just I am going to highlight you few more points. Soil is the top layer of the earth crust. If we will consider, okay, I'll show you, It affects food, clothing, housing, settlement, etc. Plants get their nutrition from soil. Soil is a mixture of two kinds of particles. Number one is organic particles or organic materials, and second one is inorganic materials. Organic materials, they are generally derived from the living beings like plant and animal remains, and inorganic materials are derived from the non-living things like weathered rocks, sand, clay, etc. If we want to understand with the help of a picture, this is the earth surface. If we will consider, this is the earth surface. This upper layer of earth or upper layer of land, this portion is known as the soil. You know why soil is important? Soil is important because all the plants, they grow on the soil. Whatever nutrition they need, they generally obtain it from the soil. We construct our houses. Our houses are generally constructed here. We construct our roads, we construct the bridges, even our industries are constructed on the soil, and that's the importance of soil. We can say soil is the combination of two types of material. One is organic material, another one is inorganic material. Organic materials means they are generally derived from the living things like the remains or the dead bodies of the plants and animals. They form the organic materials, and all the inorganic materials, they comes from the non-living things. Non-living things means we can say sand, rock particles, dust. These all are the inorganic materials which is also a part of soil. Now the third point that we are going to deal with is formation of soil, how soil is formed. I hope you have already understood what is the meaning of weathering and erosion. It was already explained in your previous video. Why I am asking you? Because you need to know properly about weathering and erosion if you want to understand about the formation of soil. Anyways, let me explain. For the formation of soil, different factors are there. The first factor is parent rock, second factor is climate, third factor is plants and animals, fourth factor is time. Four factors are there. Let me explain one by one. Parent rock is the first factor which provides basic material for soil formation. We can say parent rock, it is the most important factor because they only provide the raw materials or the basic material for the formation of soil. Second one is climate. Climate is the second factor which helps in breaking the rocks. You know, rocks cannot be broken up by themselves. Some agents or some factors have to work behind that, and that factor is climate. I shall show you with picture later on. The third one is plants and animals also help in soil formation as they also contribute in the weathering process. Plants and animals through their mechanical activities also help in the breaking up of the parent rock, and that's why we can say plants and animals are also one factor of soil formation. The last factor is given here, last but not the least, is time, which plays a major role in changing everything. Not only for the formation of soil, for changing everything, time is one of the most important factor. Let me show you with the help of picture how generally soil is formed. Just think this is a piece of rock. As I already told you, the first factor for the formation of soil is parent rock. This is the first factor. The second factor, it was told about climate. Climate means we can say temperature, pressure, wind. This all comes under climate. How it works, you know, I'm just taking one simple example of temperature, which is one climatic factor. Temperature, because of temperature, you know, it is not static. Temperature is not static. During daytime, the temperature, it will increase, and during night time, it will decrease. Because of this increasing and decreasing of temperature, the outer layer of the rocks will be softened. This portion, I'm just taking this part, this portion will be softened and will be broken into pieces. So we can say climate, it helps in breaking up of the parent rock. So we can say climate is the second factor. The third factor which I told you is animals and plants. Some burrowing animals like rat, rabbit, they also dig the soil, or they also sometimes dig the rock itself. The softer part of the rock are dug out by these animals, and thus they also help in breaking up of the parent rock. Human beings are also an animal. By our mechanical activities, for our constructional activities, for making our houses, for making the roads, we are also responsible for breaking up of the rock. Next one is plants. I think sometimes you have seen some plants, they grow on the rocks, and when these plants they grow on the rock, the roots of these plants get inside the rock, and when these roots will be getting inside the rock, automatically the portion of the rock will be softened, and in course of time it will be broken into pieces. That means you can say animals and plants also help in breaking up of the parent rock. And the last factor which I told you about, time, I hope you have understood that both climatic factors as well as animals and plants, they cannot break up the rocks in one day or within a short span of time. They take time to break the parent rock, from where what is formed? Soil is formed. So we can say time is also another factor which helps us in breaking up the parent rock. Now, already it was explained about erosion. Erosion is the process through which the weathered rock materials are generally taken from one place to the other place. Now it is given about soil erosion. It's very simple, nothing complex. Erosion means to carry away the weathered rock particles from one place to another. Soil erosion means taking away soil from one place to the other place. You can see it is written here. The removing of fine particles of soil is known as soil erosion. I hope you have felt sometimes when wind blows, with wind we can feel the sand along with the air or along with the wind. That is known as soil erosion. Different factors are responsible for this. For example, rainwater. When it rains, the water or the rainwater, it carries away the soil with it. Wind, I already told you just now that wind also carry away the soil with it. So wind is also responsible for soil erosion. They take soil from one place to the others. Man cuts the plants which makes the land barren and causes soil erosion. We can say human beings, the best creation of God, we are also responsible for soil erosion. How? Because we cut the plants for different purposes, and that plants, they hold the root of the plants, they hold the soil tightly. So if we will cut down the trees, automatically the soil will be barren and it can be easily carried away by the different other factors. The last one is overgrazing by the herbivore animals. If the herbivore animals or our cattle, they will be allowed to overgraze on the hilltops or the grasslands, then also the grasses will be removed, so land will become barren or empty, and soil erosion may be caused. We can say soil erosion, it is not at all good, because I'll tell you later on in some other chapter, it degrade the quality of the soil, it decreases the fertility of the soil, and even sometimes it may cause to floods. Now the last part of this chapter, we are going to discuss about the varieties of soils found in India. I hope you have seen the soil quality, the color of the soil. Okay. The first type of soil that is found in India is alluvial soils. These soils are made up of fine silt brought down by the rivers. I already explained you in the previous part of this chapter, that the rivers, they have got 3 stages of their journey, and also I told you in the first stage of the rivers, they carry away the sediments from the mountainous stage and they deposit the same in the middle course of the river, and such type of soils are generally known as the alluvial soil. They are very fertile. They are generally found in the river valleys. Wherever the river flows, on the river valleys, we can find the alluvial soils. Even I have shown you the picture. For example, in our country, it is mainly found in the Great Northern Plain. Even it is also there in the northern Gujarat. So that's about alluvial soil, which is generally brought down by the rivers. The second one is black soils. You can see the name suggests black, that means the color of this soil is black. You can see here in the picture. These are made up of volcanic rocks and lava flow. Maybe these two terms are new to you, volcanic rocks and lava flow, but I hope everybody you have heard about volcanic eruption. During these volcanic eruptions, the lava comes out, and when this lava cools down, they forms different types of rocks, and that rock is generally known as the volcanic rock. It is there in the next chapter. I shall go in detail then. So these type of rocks, which are generally made by the lava flow or the volcanic rocks, they are known as the black soils, and these soils are very fertile for the cultivation of cotton. Cotton can be cultivated well in the black soil, and that's why sometimes it is also known as the black cotton soil. Since the color is black and it is good for cotton cultivation, that's why it is known as black cotton soil. And generally in our country it is found in Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. That's about black soil. The next type of soil is here red soil. Here also you can see the name suggests red soil, that means the color of the soil is generally red. Even you can notice from the picture, they have a mixture of clay and sand. These red soils, they are generally the mixture of clay and sand. They are red in color as they contain high quantity of iron oxide. You may think, why is the color of this soil is red? It is mainly because of the iron oxide. The color of iron oxide is red, and it is found in huge quantity in the red soil, and that's why the color is red. These are not good for cultivation. Red soils, they are not that much good for the cultivation of the crops, and it is found in Karnataka, Odisha and the different other parts of our country. That's about red soil. The fourth one comes about laterite soils. Laterite soil are found in places which receive high rainfall. You know, all the places, they do not receive the same quantity of rainfall. So the laterite soils are generally found in those areas which areas receive the maximum rainfall. In those areas with maximum rainfall, we can find the laterite soil, and generally these are found in Western Ghat and Chota Nagpur plateau. The fifth one type of soil is here about sandy soil. Sandy soil means sands, and sand means, you know, it is found in the desert areas, and desert area means, you know, very less rainfall. It is given here, see. Found in places with scanty rainfall, like in Rajasthan. You know that maximum parts of Rajasthan are deserts, and they receive scanty rainfall, means very little rainfall throughout the year. And in those areas, because of less rainfall, the soil takes the form of sand, and that's why they are known as the sandy soil. They cannot retain moisture. They cannot retain moisture means they cannot hold the water for a long time, and that's why this type of soils are not good for cultivation. The last one is mountain soil. Here also the name suggests mountain soils means the soils which are found in the mountainous region, and mainly in the Himalayan region. We shall be discussing about the different height of Himalayas, about the different qualities of soil or vegetation found in the Himalayas in the coming chapters. So for now, you just need to know that these mountain soils, they are mostly found in the mountainous regions and in the Himalayan region mostly, and these type of soils are very much rich in iron. So these are the different types of soils which are found in our country. One is alluvial soil, one is black soil, then comes red soils, laterite soils, sandy soils and mountain soils. So now this chapter is completed. The second chapter of your geography is completed. You need to go through the chapter. Maybe there are some points are there which I have not highlighted here, or you have doubt about those points. You get it cleared from me. And now it's time for your homework. As you can see here, 4 questions I have given here. The first question is here: differentiate between a mountain glacier and a continental glacier. In the beginning of this video, already I have shown you the differences of mountain glacier and continental glacier. 3 points I have given. You try to find out few more. Simply writing the sentences from the explanation or from the book will not work. You need to make some points of your own also. Think about it and find it out. Next one is: why is soil erosion harmful? What are the demerits of soil erosion? Of course, there are no merits. Demerits are there, so you have to mention few. How can soil be conserved? What are the different ways